The farm awoke to a crisp morning, the pond reflecting the soft hues of dawn as the lodges and surrounding fields basked in the early light. Every system on the property, from irrigation channels to livestock enclosures, operated in seamless harmony, a testament to years of preparation, foresight, and meticulous oversight. Yet, as was often the case, HOA Karen chose to assert authority where none existed. She dialed emergency services after I declined to close my reservoir, assuming her actions could compel compliance. What she did not anticipate was the strategic foresight and authority governing every corner of the property, as well as my spouse's measured but decisive capacity to respond. I arrived at the pondside lodge as Karen's call triggered a response. Her assumption was that her interference could impose control over a property that had been fully prepared for such audacity. However, the reservoir was carefully monitored and legally protected, integrated into the farm's operational systems. Any attempt at disruption would be immediately detected and countered. Karen's intrusion was bold but uninformed, and she would soon realize that audacity alone could not overcome preparation. The officers arrived quickly, following her emergency call, but they were met with calm authority and detailed documentation. Every legal safeguard, operational plan, and procedural measure had been anticipated and recorded. The reservoir's operation, the pond's water levels, and the surrounding fields were all under controlled oversight. Karen's attempt to assert influence collided with the reality of lawful authority and meticulous preparation. Her actions, intended to provoke or compel, were rendered ineffective before any escalation could occur. Throughout the day, I maintained close observation. Every pathway near the reservoir was monitored. Every system in the lodge and surrounding area remained operational, and every potential escalation was anticipated. Karen's intrusion, though confident, could not disrupt the integrity of the property or its occupants. Her audacity highlighted the contrast between presumption and preparation. Boldness without knowledge or strategy is powerless against oversight, authority, and foresight. Strategic countermeasures were implemented to ensure the property remained secure. Alerts were sent to all authorized personnel, surveillance systems recorded every detail of the intrusion attempt, and operational protocols were adjusted to prevent any disruption. Karen's interference, though persistent, could not compromise the pond, the reservoir, or the lodges. Every action was anticipated, neutralized, and documented, leaving her intrusion irrelevant. By late afternoon, the reservoir and pond were fully operational, the lodges secured, and the surrounding fields functioning seamlessly. Karen's attempts to assert control had been systematically neutralized. The farm's sovereignty, operational integrity, and inhabitants remained fully protected. Her audacity, once confident, had been rendered powerless in the face of foresight, planning, and lawful authority. As evening fell, the farm returned to its serene rhythm. The pond mirrored the fading sunlight, livestock grazed peacefully, and the lodges stood fortified. Karen's attempt to enforce her will had failed completely. The operational systems, pathways, and structures of the farm were secure, leaving no room for further intrusion or disruption. By nightfall, the property lay in calm and order. Every system, structure, and pathway had been monitored, secured, and documented. Karen's audacity had been nullified, her interference rendered ineffective, and the farm's authority reaffirmed. The reservoir, pond, lodges, and surrounding fields stood as enduring symbols of strategic foresight, preparation, and lawful authority. The events of the day reinforced a timeless principle. Intrusion, presumption, or audacity cannot succeed against preparation, strategy, and lawful authority. The farm, its operational systems, and its inhabitants remained fully sovereign, untouchable, and resilient. Karen's interference had failed entirely, leaving the property as a clear demonstration that foresight, planning, and authority always triumph over recklessness and assumption.